You're watching Around Town with Henry Dormann.
We're sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. They're really nice people. We'll see you in the bank. I'll be in the vault.
Good morning, Henry Dormann.
Hello,
Welcome home.
Thank you very much. I have to stop a second because you don't know one thing about it. He's general manager of the station, but he is a terrific dancer. Wait till you, can you do a couple of steps for us?
Just a couple of quick ones.
That's pretty good. He livens up like this every morning.
Every morning.
Now we're going to find out all the secrets of how a station is run. We're going to go back to your office and sit down, and you're going to tell us everything.
Let's go.
This is Doug Beers, who is the general manager of the station and knows all the secrets. And the thing that I found very fascinating is that this is not only this station, but you've got a whole group of stations, and you're feeding out from here into the Caribbean stations and so forth. Nobody knows this.
There are 13 television stations being broadcast out of this building, out of Old Ithaca Road. We will do our 3 stations here that you will see at your home. We will do 3 stations for Erie, Pennsylvania, which is an NBC, a CBS, and a CW. We have an ABC and WENY-TV in Honolulu, Hawaii. We have a CBS in Puerto Rico. We have 1 Caribbean television. And we have ABC, CBS, and CW in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
And you get to go and see them all.
I am working on going to see them all. not soon, but I'm wait till February maybe, when it's cold.
But this is really a logistical nightmare to keep track of all of these things here.
It's actually...
How do you do that?
It's not a logistical nightmare. It's a situation where we have a lot of great people in place that make this all work. Our traffic department will be in a room where any orders that come in, they will all input them right there. They all have their assigned stations, and they will input the orders. They'll make sure the commercials run with the
When you
right
say
thing.
orders, what does that mean?
When you book your advertising time.
I see.
When you book your advertising time, it will all come together from the traffic department, and they put the logs together, that they send to master control, that they hit the right buttons and make sure the right commercials play on the right stations at the right time in the right market. And we'll see that as we go on a tour.
Aren't you kind of young to be running such a big operation?
I think I just look good. I'm not really that young.
We have a lot of, this station is the friendliest station I've ever seen. And he is the chief friendly person.
Thank you, Henry.
Well, it's not, large corporations, of which this is pretty semi-large, they're not always known for being the friendliest people in the world. But this station of the Lily Broadcasting, and I say this, I would say otherwise if I thought otherwise, they know that. But they really are very special people, very friendly people, very nice people.
Thank you. We are.
And it all starts from the top.
Well, I'm blessed to be surrounded by good people that work hard and understand the vision of where the station wants to
go. And he
go.
has all his own hair.
For now, I do.
How did you get to do were you an announcer at one time? Because you got a great voice.
I was not. I was actually, my career started right after Elmira College selling waterbeds.
Waterbeds?
Yep, and only in New York. God. And I moved to Buffalo, got into radio, and then moved into television. And then I moved back to the Erie, Pennsylvania, where I worked for 25 years.
Now, this is a loaded question, but what makes a waterbed better than a regular bed? Or does it?
It's all about flotation sleep. At least that's what we used to tell people.
Flotation sleep.
Flotation
that's a
sleep.
Great line.
Yeah, not really sure what it means, but that's what we told people.
And you have, does Heselton have waterbeds?
I don't think anybody has waterbeds anymore. No.
Oh. Well, you live and learn.
That's right.
What, of all of the things that you are operating here, what causes you the greatest anxiety and concern?
Making sure that we stay on the air in all the markets at all the time.
This is not as easy as it seems, because when you watch the television channel, they're breaking and clicking from one thing to another, which is done, I suppose, by master control.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that requires a great deal of knowledge, I would think. Otherwise, if I did that, I'd get to go off the air.
The master control operators go through some very intense training to make sure that they're reading logs right, waiting for the right tones to come from the networks, and making sure they're hitting the right buttons at the right time. That can be a stressful opportunity sometimes.
And what of all these things is your favorite?
You know, I embrace it all.
You come to work every morning, because I've been here when you come to work, and you're always so happy and cheerful, and it's just like the dawn of a bright new day.
Well, Henry, I don't look at it as coming to work. It's not really a job. It's just something I have a passion for, and I just really enjoy doing it. And they happen to pay me for it.
Well, you're a very fortunate person.
I am a very blessed person.
And you've got two good people here, but do you find them yourself? Are you the one that picks the people?
No, I'm not. I have a very good group of department heads that will go through all of the screening and will go and, you know, settle on one or two, and then I meet them all before they get offered a job and before we hire them, but I let my department heads run their departments.
And you've just redone the whole area here. You've redecorated everything.
We've just put over $1.5 million into this physical plant through all of our local vendors, our local laborers, our local clients, you know, and we've used them, and it's taken just about 18 months.
Have you done master control in the studios as well?
We've done master controls. The studio is next on the list. The studio looks like it may be done probably summer or fall of this year.
But it's a nice studio.
It's a beautiful studio.
Why are you redoing it?
It needs an updated look. It needs a fresher look. It's kind of dated.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, good.
Maybe I'm biased.
No, that's great.
How long has it been there?
It's been there, I have no idea, before I got here, yeah.
Gee whiz. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it looked pretty nice.
Well, thank you.
What do you do with all the old stuff that's when you put the new stuff in?
Can
we acquire that to make a little studio somewhere else?
If you'd like. Or we will donate it to BOCES, or we'll donate it to one of the schools that has a journalism program or a studio kind of program. Or if it's just that old, we'll chop it up and put it in the dumpster.
Tell me something. What makes your station different than others? What do you do that makes people want to watch you and advertise with you?
Well, people will advertise with us because of the programs that we have. The reality of the situation is that people don't watch stations, people watch programs, okay? And so when we have our own programs that we will produce on our own, you know, community programs, when we embrace the community and get involved in the community, people will tune in to watch those programs. We will do a senior notebook program. We will do a Twin Tiers Sunday program. We will do a local sports half-hour program. And so when you reach out to your viewers and you engage your viewers in the programming, in the community, people will tune in to watch you. And of course, we're going to have Around Town with Henry Dormann. That's why people are going to watch me.
Is he nice? Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
You're a joy to just chat with.
Thank you, Henry.
I know you like to tune in, but if you ever have a chance to come here, what's the address?
474 Old Ithaca Road in Horseheads.
Do you mind if people show up and take a look and say hello?
We'd like them to call and make an appointment so we can really show the place off. I'd rather have that happen, and I'll tell you why. Because I'd hate for somebody to come by and I'm not here.
Well, I want to be here too. Tell me when you're going to come. I want to know. I want to be here with him. We'll see you, both of us. We'll be waiting. How about a phone number?
739-3636.
What more could you ask? We'll see you soon.
Now, getting rewards is faster than ever. Open a Chemung Canal Trust Company checking account with our debit card, and you can join our You Choose Rewards program. Simply use your debit card to buy groceries, gas, or just pay bills. You could earn 5,000 You Choose Rewards points and a fast $50 when you qualify. Open a checking account and watch your points add up fast. For details on how to qualify, visit ChemungCanal.com. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC.
Yeah, it's going down. We about to live it up, y'all. Let's go.
It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. We on the big screen, and everybody's here living out our dreams. Dreams, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gon' make you jump, jump, jump. This is home.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Did you ever wonder what the secrets are in a newsroom of a television station? And what does the news director do? And what does the anchor do? And in this case, it's the same person, Renata Stiehl, and she comes on and charms everybody.
Oh, thank you.
No, if you know me, you know I get to be very serious about these things, but she is the nicest person, and she is a very good executive. She runs the news department, and she's an anchor, and I hope they pay you twice as much for that.
Well, we'll have to have a conversation with somebody about that, I think.
Do you have to make up your own hair every day?
Yes, so we all do our own hair and makeup.
But this is pretty good. I mean, you're very good at this.
I have lots of practice.
Where? Doing it here, you mean?
Doing it here, doing it home. You watch videos online, you get some tips.
Why, we were talking earlier about having one of the makeup people in a Corning shop or an Elmira shop come and do the hair here, just in return for credit. Have you tried that?
We haven't tried that. We do get our hair cut regularly by a salon in Corning, AJ's Hair and Makeup.
AJ?
Yes.
He advertises?
Yes. And
Good
so
man.
we have a
nice fellow.
Yes, and we have a wonderful relationship with AJ and his staff.
He's the best around.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew him for 30 years, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were both children together.
Okay. But yeah, so we do all our own hair and makeup and try to look as, professional and presentable as we can.
What do you think is the most fun of what you do? There seems to be an atmosphere, and I've said this before today that we did interviews. Everybody seems to be so friendly, and everybody seems to like everybody else, but sincerely, not just facade. And it comes across so nicely.
Well, one of my responsibilities is to recruit and hire the people that you see on the news each evening. And it's very important for me personally to not only find the person that is the right has the right skills and the right talent for the job, but the personality has to be right because we are such a small operation and our newsroom is very small. The personality and the chemistry really needs to be there to keep the team cohesive.
No chance for me.
Oh, well, we'll make an exception for you. But it's very important to have people that are passionate about what they do. They want to do it to the best of their ability. And if we can all work together and bring our skills together to put on the best news at the end of the day, that's really what we all want.
You've really been here longer than most people.
Yes, and I'm a hometown girl, born and raised in Bradford County, Pennsylvania, in Towanda. Chose to go to school at Mansfield University, where I got my degree. While I was at school is when I met my husband. He's a lifelong Corning resident. His father owned a business on Market Street for 38 years. And I've lived in Corning ever since I graduated from school, and I couldn't be, prouder to be from this area. And the WENY motto is "This is home." And for me, truly, this is home. It is my home.
It comes across.
Well, thank you.
It really comes across so nicely, and you imbue other people with that same feeling.
Well, I try. And I like to feel as though I have, when I'm delivering the news each evening, of course, I'm reading words. We read off of teleprompters, and that's how
Do you write that yourself?
Some of it I do. Some of it the reporters write, the stories that they go out on each day. But I want it to come across as though I'm not just reading words off a teleprompter, that I really am talking to the person that's sitting at home watching. And that's what I want to convey.
What's your most pleasurable time? Delivering the news or behind the scenes?
Probably behind the scenes, honestly. It's seeing how everything comes together. We come in the morning really with a blank slate and figuring out, okay, what are we going to do today? How are we going to accomplish that? Who are we going to talk to? And seeing throughout the day all of that come together, and you spend the day working on the show and then building the graphics and going over the scripts and making sure everything is, your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And coming out here and delivering it at the end of the day is really kind of the cherry on top of everything. It's the culmination of all your hard work throughout the day.
Do people ever call in to complain?
They do.
Do they?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, it can be very minor things. Why doesn't so-and-so get a haircut?
Really?
Honestly, we do get calls like that. And then sometimes it can be something as simple as, you know, a slip of the tongue. Someone mispronounced something and someone will call in to let us know.
Or things like, why don't you get another dress?
Fortunately, we don't get a ton of that too often, but, you know, some people do have legitimate concerns that they want brought to attention, and then some of it, people just, you know, they have an opinion and they want to tell it to somebody.
What's the most frustrating part for you?
Some of the frustrating parts, I think, is for we work in such a deadline-driven industry. You know, we only have a few hours time, really, when you think about it, to go out into the field, do the whole news gathering process, getting the interview, shooting all the video, getting it back, writing it up, getting that video edited for the show. And when we're trying to get these stories to come together, some of the frustrating things is people don't really understand the turnaround time on something. And well, if we need to do an interview, most of the time we need to do it today, you know, not tomorrow, not next week. And so we really try to impress upon people that, you know, when we give you a call, we're hoping to be able to execute the story today. And not everybody is able to do that, and we understand that. But, you know, having people who are on board with kind of an understanding of the deadlines can be sometimes frustrating.
Do you have a hobby?
I would say right now my hobby is probably my son. He just turned 2.
Oh, my goodness.
And, you know, he is so joyful and smart and funny, and I love spending time with him.
How can you have time for news?
You make time. It's hard to find that kind of work-life balance, especially as a newer parent. But we make it work, and, you know, he comes to the station sometimes and likes to run around, and we'll see. Maybe you'll see him up here someday on the news.
It seems like the people who work here all are family in that they get along together, they meet each other here, they meet each other outside. This is not a usual thing. In a small area like this, that I think really has such a tight-knit community feel about it, for the people who have moved here from other places, whether it's, you know, New Jersey or Chicago or wherever, they come to Elmira to launch their career. And it's not hard, I think, to get kind of caught up into that community sense that you just kind of get around this whole region. And then to work with such a team that cares so much about what they're doing, and they develop those friendships with each other that continue outside of the newsroom each day, but also once they go on to their next job. There are so many people who have moved on from WENY that maintain those friendships that they develop with other people that worked here and other people here in the community that they met during their time here. Now, if somebody is tuned in that wants to be a newscaster, who wants your job, what advice would you give them?
Work hard. You know, you see us on TV each night. We're made up, we look nice, we deliver the news, but there's so much more that goes into it than that. There's so much writing and skill and research and hard work that goes into all that behind the scenes stuff that you don't see before we go on the air each evening. So it really takes someone who is, you know, dedicated, a hard worker, who really loves to read and write and, you know, has that persistence and isn't going to give up. Like I said, what we do on TV, that's just, you know, the icing on the cake. But there's so many hardworking people that work together to get to that point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henry.
You are a very good speaker.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Interview.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I think you're trying everything, and it shows.
Well, thank you so much.
There you are. I'm going to be there here with her. If you ever come by the station, look us up.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Now getting rewards is faster than ever. Open a Chemung Canal Trust Company checking account with our debit card and you can join our You Choose Rewards program. Simply use your debit card to buy groceries, gas, or just pay bills. You could earn 5,000 You Choose Rewards points and a fast $50 when you qualify. Open a checking account and watch your points add up fast. For details on how to qualify, visit ChemungCanal.com. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC.
Do you remember a movie that was called Our Man Flint? And it starred James Coburn. You remember, he just shot everybody and did all kinds. Well, Craig Flint has the same name. Not quite as famous yet, but he's working on it. And as you know, he does the weather, the morning weather and the midday weather.
Yes, sir.
And he just turned 30 years. Can you imagine being 30 years old? If any of you are there are younger than 30, wonderful. Those of you who are over 30, welcome.
I guess you could say welcome to the 30 Club, right?
Right.
So
right.
Happy to be here.
But the interesting part, do you notice that this is color?
Yeah.
You notice this green screen behind me? Well, this is where he stands in front of, right? And then they have some kind of electronic thing that shows the weather things behind. But you're actually looking here on a television set, right?
Yeah.
To say.
Yeah, fancy computers superimpose the weather maps behind me, and so I'm pointing at nothing when I'm up here doing the weather, but I have two television monitors either side of me, and then one in front of me. So really what it comes down to is I'm watching TV just like all you are watching TV. I'm just seeing myself. Kind of weird.
But fascinating.
I guess you could say it's fascinating, yeah. Yep.
Now, when you do that, you ad lib.
I do ad lib. Thankfully, was born with the gift of gab. So
it's not all written on a teleprompter.
No, sir.
And
no.
You're really, unlike the news people, you're the only one that really ad libs every day.
You know, it's funny. I always joke with my co-anchors in the morning that weather's always like the accordion when it comes to a newscast, because we ad lib. We can adjust our times a little more easier than say a news story or a reporter who has a slated time to fill. Weather can kind of be massaged a little bit.
I want you to notice something. This is very interesting to me because I'm coming to do an interview and I'm asking him questions, but he, aside from this great voice, is looking at the camera and not at me, and you're playing to your audience as well as the person who's asking the questions.
Well, the thing is
you're a pro.
Well, thank you very much. What I try to do is, when I'm doing the weather, is I want to convey that I'm talking to just you. Even though a bunch of people might be watching, I want to specifically talk to you. So that's kind of the connection I hope I can make with my audience. And, I think you can do that in multiple ways. Obviously, you got to address that they're there. Hi. And then, maybe
where do we find these guys? I tell you, this is something.
Yeah, and I think just being relatable, I'm a human being too, I have problems, flat tires, bills, you name it, we all kind of struggle with the same things. I just happen to have a really cool job.
What do you like to do most?
Well, I'm from Central New York, so I'm into the outdoors. It's maple sugar season, so my family produces maple sugar. And Cooperstown area.
Cooperstown.
It's a National Baseball Hall of Fame for those of you who are unfamiliar. Let's see, I like basketball, Syracuse Orangemen. And since moving here, I've really kind of immersed myself into the winery and brewery industry, which some of you may not know. I also moonlight on the weekends working at one of the local wineries. Fascinating stuff. Met a lot of great people, had a lot of fun, and yeah, so I stay pretty busy.
Which one?
Hazlitt Winery,
Hazlitt.
yeah.
And what do you do there?
I'm what they call a tasting room associate, so I guess a glorified bartender. But yeah, we like to sample our wines. I'm usually up there every other weekend.
You get drunk every weekend?
Do I get drunk every weekend?
When you're sampling the wines.
Well, no, we can't drink while we're working. We are allowed one shift drink after work usually. But you know, there may have been a time or two where I've overindulged a little bit. I won't lie, but it's fun. It's fun.
But you look like you're having such fun. You look like you're really enjoying what you do.
Well, I have a deeply rooted passion because weather is something that I've just been enamored by and in love with since I was 9 years old. So I'm just very lucky to be doing something that I love. I'm working my passion. Not many people can say they're excited to get up at dark 30 and come into work, but I am. I absolutely love what I do, and it's a
dark 30.
dark 30. Yes.
That's a phrase I hadn't heard before. Dark 30.
Yep, that's what I call it.
What time is that?
I get up usually around. I'm up by 3, depending on what's going on weather-wise. It might be earlier. Sometimes I'm up if there's like a snowstorm or something. I might get up at 1:30 or 2 o'clock to come in and digest all that data. You know, it's a little bit more. I know the joke. All you do is look out the window and see what's going on, but there's a little bit more that kind of goes into making a weather forecast when it comes to like crunching numbers and looking at different weather maps to try to determine what's going to happen so you know how to plan your day.
Do you sing too?
Do I sing? I have been known to sing.
You got a hell of a voice. Excuse me. You have a great voice.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's another thing I like. I do like music.
Do you sing now?
Do I sing now? You're putting me on the spot there, Mr. Dormann. I don't know if I want to venture into those waters, but maybe after the cameras are off.
I figured you sang in church or something on Easter.
Nope. Well, when I was a little guy, I was in the church choir for a little while. So, yep.
I don't know too many people that seem to have as much fun as you have in life. Not only in career, but in life. You look like you're having such a nice time.
Yeah, you know, well, I think a lot of that is being surrounded by good people, you know, and being surrounded by people that share your interests. And, you know, I always kind of take the approach to life where no one's guaranteed a tomorrow, you know, so it's just one of those things where it's, let's just get up and go and have fun and make the most of it, you know, and live in the now.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'm going to get up and go and live in the now.
There you go. And welcome home, by the way.
Thank
Good to have you.
Have you seen the commercials?
Yeah, I have.
They're all over the place. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here. And this place, I must say, compared to many other stations, is the friendliest and the nicest with the nicest group of people. Everybody cares for everybody else.
We appreciate it. We try. It's like a family. Some days aren't as rosy as others, but hey, we make it through.
This is such a nice... I just dawned on me. These people are so nice, I could borrow money from them. Isn't that a great idea?
Let's see. I don't know if I have any on me right now, but...
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll be here. We're learning how to do the weather.
That's right. I'll teach you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
You're watching WENY HD.